ומשביע לכל חי רצון, ברוך אתה השם הזן את הכל.
We just mentioned before that the plan, right? Let's go back to the plan. Don't make a plan, and this is, I think, the biggest mistake that people make. They see Gary Vee, or they see another guy who's successful, or they see their guy down the block, and they're like, he was successful doing that, right? Or a great example is Label Schwartz. He's incredible, right? But if I, who didn't have that exuberant personality, who doesn't have that command of being able to entertain a person while I do my work, wanted to go ahead and compete with him in headshots, right? And I don't have that personality, and I put it on, and it would be fake, it wouldn't work, because that's not who I am. And just like if Label wanted to embody my personality or my energy, it wouldn't work also. So when you're making the plan, it has to be so true. We always talk about this. You have to be self-aware, understand your strength and your personality, and lean into those in a way that works for you. You can't take somebody else's plan and try to follow it for you, and you don't have the same exact personality makeup, right? So we always say that your personality is made up of your motivation, your process of the way you approach things, and the way you want to be perceived. If you don't understand what those three things are for you, it's really hard for you to then embody a plan. Because, well, if you're making your plan yourself, you'll just do it intuitively, so we could get away with that. But, I mean, you always say that.
You know, it's funny because another element that's even more important here is the family component. Many of us have family relationships and connections.
Or partners.
Right? And we rely on, we're like, oh, whatever, when I go out to work, I'll work for my father, or my uncle, or my brother. And the Chavos HaLevavos, when the Chavos HaLevavos goes through how a person should choose.
Wait, just before you say that.
Yeah.
Or the parent or the person you trust is making the plan for you.
Right.
I have that in my pet peeve with consultants. If they're giving you their plan and not a plan for you, it also follows the same logic, doesn't work. But go on.
Yeah, so the Chavos HaLevavos never mentions, when he gives guidelines for how people should choose career paths, doesn't mention anything about relying on family connections. That's not part of the equation. It's literally like, okay, are you somebody that likes to be busy physically or more mentally? Like, boom, and you just like start dividing that way. It's all about what your core strengths are.
That if you have a thirst for blood, become a butcher.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Don't face it in a way that's unhealthy. Channel it in a healthy way. Yeah. So understanding that the strength you have, and then try to figure out how to find a market fit on that strength.
Yeah,
is really the idea.
I know someone that became a doctor because their grandfather was a sheikhet. And growing up, going to visit Zaidi, there was tons of animal body parts lying around the garage. So when it came time to like, oh, let me go become a doctor. I'm comfortable around blood. I'm comfortable around, all that whole world. Boom. Now this person's a doctor. So
it's very hard for, like, as a parent. Like, I have kids, and you want what's best for them, and what you know is automatically where you're going to gravitate to. So you're going to say, sure, take over my company, or I have a great path for you. Do this, and then you kind of force them into a career path that it's not meant for them. It doesn't speak to their heart and their soul. And then we were just talking to somebody who owns a store, and we were talking to him and says, okay, what have you tried, this and that, and his answer. What was his answer?
Crazy. Wait, what he really wanted to do?
But what did he answer? The answer was nothing. Because there was no life in him. Yeah. Because he doesn't want to do this. He wants to be an architect.
He wants to be
an architect. Manager of the store because his parents made him. And therefore he has no love for what he's doing, and he can't put his passion into it, and he's dead inside, because it's one thing not to follow your passion. It's a whole nother thing to feel like the passion's being ripped away from you, because then you're not even trying to make it work. Like, I was talking to a family member of mine, and it made sense on paper for her to go in a direction that she doesn't love, even though she'd rather do something else, because financially it works. But she made peace with it to the point where she's going to try to embrace it and try to make it work, because she realizes that this is what she really wants.
Right.
So that's a level of maturity. But Without that, you're doomed for failure.
Yeah, but that's a choice that she made based off of having her own self-awareness about what she should do.
Well, that's a whole other conversation about choice. Because really, the only thing we have in our life that's not being controlled by higher powers or by our environment is the choices we make. Because nobody could make us do anything. It's a choice to listen. It's a choice to follow. It's a choice not to say, I'm done. I am not enjoying what I'm doing. I'm going to go out on my own. People don't realize that. People think they're stuck and they have to. Or what if? It's a choice.
So ultimately what we're coming at is, if you're not making a plan that's custom to you, that works for you and your strengths, and you're not sticking to that plan like glue, then you can't complain.
Opportunity is calling.